Hi, I was doing my weekly video that I've been putting up on Instagram for a few weeks now. Every Sunday, I've been putting up a 3-card read for that week, which I've also been uploading over here on the shorts. But I thought I'd do maybe a little bit longer reading over here for Equinox, and especially since I did kind of longer working this year, did a little bit more than I usually do, or that I have been doing, I guess. Also, my eye is a little swollen, and I've got this is a little bit of poison ivy. I got just a little bit of poison ivy. Not a big deal, but I am a little bit swollen and spotty. So I cleaned out my fire pit, shoveled out the ashes and washed it down with a hose, and I've been making these bundles out of, I have a lot of sticks from the trees and the vines that give me poison ivy. I have a lot of dried brush, things that I need to burn, or that I like to burn. I could pay to have them picked up, I guess, but I like to burn them anyway. So I have a pile of things that it's time to burn them. And I thought, I have a lot of thoughts. I would say I go through periods of time when I have intrusive thoughts. It's like a cycle. Like, I can't even tell exactly right now. It's probably every 6 weeks, but it's every 5 or 6 weeks. It could even be, the cycle on it might be even a little bit shorter now, where I have days where I have what I would really consider to be probably clinically intrusive thoughts. And I don't want to give up on trying to not have that be part of my life, because it isn't like that all the time. When it's not like that, I'm I say to myself, this is the appropriate state of mind. When those intrusive thoughts come, it's not just thinking about something you don't like to think about. It's all the feelings you had at the time when it happened come. And if you get bombarded by a whole bunch of different intrusive thoughts, they come from all parts of your life. You can get them one at a time, you can get them 20 at a time. And when it gets to a certain level and you're having these thoughts, you're having 20 intrusive thoughts all at once, and you're experiencing the feelings that you felt in all of those moments. It's overwhelming, and you can't always mind over matter those things, and it's difficult. It's a difficult reality, and I don't want to give up on not having that be part of what I manage and cope with. But having said that, I do want, if you're listening and that resonates for you, coping and managing is a life worth living. I might not be a hey, let's fix everything, let's cure everything kind of practitioner, but that's in part because I think our lives are beautiful and worthwhile. And I don't know, even when I'm having intrusive thoughts, I have moments when I'm also having fun, or a sense of accomplishment or desire or something in my life. I'm like, that's me, I'm still in here. I'm still trying to get into the next sequence that makes me feel good, that makes me feel like I'm making something. I think that's it for me. I like to feel like I have projects that have completion that comes with them. I can just say, oh, I made this. I'm making a zine this month for Secret Antenna. That's the podcast that I do with some friends. One of my podcast partner in particular. But I'm making a zine of those stories that I've been writing, and so that's going to feel good. I'm going to have that out next month. I feel good. I have other things like that. So there's things that make me feel good. Anyway, my point being is that just because we have intrusive thoughts, or some folks have depression that really, I know it gets a lot of people down for days, weeks, maybe months at a time. It's really difficult. It's hard to live like that, but it's worth living like that. So if I'm not a cure-all practitioner, that's why. Because, like, okay, well, so maybe it's not gonna go away. Okay, now what? I'm not, okay, I didn't fix that. That thing might not get fixed. What, now what, practitioner? Anyway, though, all of that having been said, some of these intrusive thoughts themselves feel like they're like wanting to, like, I don't know, I'm picturing like a floor in an old building, like wanting to pull away from the wall. I feel like some of my history is like, well, I kind of want to get out of here too. And I'm like, oh God, good, you know? So I've been making this list of things that just like come up. Some of them are really big things. Some of them are really small things, but I just list them out. I just let them all come. I'm still listing them, but I'm also in the midst of bundling them. In the evenings, I tie little ribbons with around these pieces of paper that I'm putting these stories on. Just some of it's just bullet points. I wrote a couple of letters, like, to myself. I have a couple of letters to myself that I wrote. I might write some letters to some other people as time, as this week goes on. I'm gonna do the main burn tomorrow night on the Equinox, but then I'm gonna continue a little bit. Because I have more wood than that. I have more things to burn than I can probably burn in one night. So that's one reason. But the other reason is because one of my buddies who does astrology said something about the 27th. And because I don't know that much about astrology, I can't remember what she said. So there's that. But it's the 27th, so I'm gonna do a burn on the 21st, and then I'm gonna do another one on the 27th. So that's why I'm still continuing to add to my list. But these are things that I'm just like, I really just don't. I don't want to do this anymore. And if you don't want to do it either, please, old history, old memory, thoughts, what have you, just go. Let's just go, because there's so many other things to do. There's always other things to do. There's always another step in your life. Like, I can't express how important it is to, like, know that you live for yourself. Like, whatever reasons or lack of reasons that your parents brought you into the world, or whatever, like, reasons that you have your partnerships or your businesses, or whatever you have, whatever your reasons are, for other people believing that you're here, whatever their beliefs are about that. You're here for yourself. You're here for the breeze, and you're here for the sunlight, and you're here to, like, make the art, or engineer the software, or build the house, or balance the books if you're an accountant and you love it. Whatever you love to do, man, you came here to do that. That doesn't mean we get to do it for a living. I want to say that too. Sometimes we forget that. So that I can do the things that I want for a living, I make other sacrifices. You know, there's other sacrifices that come with that. So, you know, there's that. You know, some people hit it, though. They just hit it, and they're like, I love everything I do, and I'm just like, I'm really comfortable financially, and it's all just really cool. It all just really worked out. Some people do. Some people don't. Choices have to be made. All right, well, I'm gonna ramble too much, and then I won't like this video anymore. So maybe I'll read some Equinox cards. Bird decks. It's all bird decks. I'm gonna read from the crow's deck. This won't be, I'm not gonna get it. I don't think I'm going that long. Maybe I am. Let's see what happens. Nothing fancy in the cup. In fact, it's instant Bustelo. I enjoy some instant Bustelo in the evenings, to be frank. Alright, oh, this is a new deck that's just like birds. I can't really read it yet, or if I ever will be able to read it. It's just so very, I mean, just off the top of my head, read it. But let's just see what we get. Let's just see, they're very pretty. It's all very bird oriented over here. Oh, we get the crane. What does it say? Fidelity, longevity, and vigilance. There's the crane. I can't help it. The crane always makes me think of Martha Stewart in prison. I don't know if you ever saw the story, but her cell block got kicked out of the Christmas decorating contest because, like, Martha Stewart had them make all these, like, paper cranes that they hung from the ceiling, and it was just, like, too good. And, like, the prison decided that having Martha Stewart on your decorate your cell block team or whatever was an unfair advantage. Anyway, the crane, vigilance. Wait, this might be fidelity, longevity and vigilance. That does kind of describe Martha Stewart. I can't help liking Martha Stewart a lot of times. I guess she's pretty problematic, but problematic faves, y'all. Problematic faves. Why Martha Stewart? I don't know, but every time I see her, I'm utterly charmed. Just completely. All right, this is the crow's deck. So what am I gonna... I'm gonna say, you know, like, what are we working with? Like, if you're watching this at the equinox, do I keep saying solstice? I might. Pardon me. It's the equinox. It's fall equinox 2025, September. Today's actually the 20th, but tomorrow's gonna be the day. Let me do this. What are we... So if you're watching this, you're part of the collectivity. So this is, what are we working with this equinox? What are we working with? Let's just see. What are we working with? Whew. The crane. Fidelity, so being loyal. We gotta be loyal. We gotta be loyal to our thoughts. Too. Like, and by that I mean, don't push thoughts out of the way that you know are your real thoughts. I think we're just trained so much to, like, mask and put on a face and do these things that I'm not saying that we don't need to do. We can't run around in society acting, there's a certain level of masking that I think, there's a certain level of anonymity that does a society good, frankly, right? And I think we're learning that, like, the hard way. Like, this is what happens when everyone's exposed. Like, it's kind of horrible, right? Because we're so changeable. We change so much. We change so much. But to be loyal to our thoughts as they come up. Say, like, just take it and be like, well, I have that thought, and if it's meaningful, follow it, and if it's garbage, throw it away, because we do have a lot of garbage thoughts. But sometimes we push away the real thought to favor, like, the fake thought. Like, well, obviously I think this thing that's moral is correct, but then there's this other thought that's like, yeah, but one time you, like, blah blah blah, and you kind of push that away. Like, don't be loyal to that thought and be like, you're right, I did. I need to think about it. Everybody's a hypocrite. Like, that's like, everybody's a hypocrite. It just really depends on the scale and what you're a hypocrite about, and you know, all of that. All right, what are we working with? What is the collectivity that's here working with for this equinox? What are we working with? It's a 9-card spread, so we'll see what we get. All the birds in the background, by the way, are real birds. I'm kind of a songbird freak. No crows around where I am right now, but lots of songbirds. So. But I have the crow's deck going. Alright. Okay, so on the inside, see, okay, I love this. So, like, on the inside for our equinox, I get the hangman. Which is this crow with these poppies beneath it. Beautiful, beautiful card. So, and this is like our interiority. and the Hangman comes right before death. So in the major arcana, the Hangman comes right before that. So this is like where we have this change of mind, where we start to see things differently. And it's leading us somewhere for the better, at least according to this reading. So we have this shift, we have this change in mind. Like, I really hope what I'm talking about, what I'm doing at my pit, my fire pit, brings on some more of this healing and change that I know is possible, but that I don't make the only thing worth doing, right? It's not that I don't want these intrusive thoughts to show themselves out. I've worked with them on the interior for a long time, so I would love it if they show themselves out. But I will continue to manage and have a life that I like and that I feel like puts good things into the world. I'll continue to do that either way. But the Hangman on the inside, like when we look at the world, just like try on a different point of view. And I don't mean try on your enemy's point of view. Try on your friend's point of view. That friend who, like, maybe they give you advice when you'd prefer that they didn't. But like also maybe like, what if you just thought about it? What if you think about it? What if there's a whole other possibility? What if the way that you've needed things to be for a long time isn't the way you need them to be now? What about it? Excuse me a second. I'm back. So let's feel free to change our mind, and let's feel free to change our mind in big ways, because that's how, I can really see some of this just like stepping out. A lot of it's just like, okay, that was a trip. And you might be talking about like the last 30 years. Like, okay, that was crazy. But anyway, where was I? So, and then on the outside, like what we have in our environment and the way that we're behaving in our environment is this King of Cups. And it's, you know what, he's great because like either you're making something that's like creative, you can do that with this guy, or you're looking out around you for things that are creative and really like engaging with them. I don't know, go see some art, go read some books, go do some stuff. Get this King of Cups like involved in something that's like, and like, I mean, I don't know, I feel like anybody who like wants to hear anything about the tarot cards at all usually is a pretty like creative person, is somebody who has some kind of art that they like to make or engage with. Like, you know, I very rarely get people who are like, no, I don't really like any of that stuff. Like, I just like to like watch sports and drive my truck. I don't get a lot of that. Some, you'd be surprised, right? Anyway, but the other part of this card, aside from the advice to just like, I mean, and like there's a lot of engaging with creativity that comes with the King of Cups. There's a lot of engaging with other people's like either creative mind or like how they feel. There's a little bit of like more listening engagement style that comes with the King of Cups, which I like. And it's also this, the King of Cups is also this, and I think this is maybe the most important thing. The King of Cups knows how he feels, and then he really decides like how he expresses that, or when, or to whom he expresses that. This is a huge message. I mean, this is something I've said many times in my practice and in my life, but I completely lost my train of thought. Let me have a cup of coffee. Hang on. Some Bustelo. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. The thing with the King of Cups is that he knows how he feels. Oh, this is what it is that there's being an authentic person, being yourself, has really everything to do with honesty and nothing to do with unpacking that honesty. Like, just showing up to people you don't know and just like letting it all hang out isn't always the way to go. But you don't have to like be dishonest about who you are when you first meet people. Like you can have, or you can be your authentic self at work. This is who you are, but it's who you are at work. Doesn't necessarily, you know, you're not changing your value system to be at work. Well, maybe you are a little bit. Okay, I'll take that back. But there's just certain things about yourself that you do at work or that you wouldn't do at work that you might do at home or do it while you're out enjoying whatever you enjoy in your life. Anyway, the King of Cups is really good at this. He's able to like, and if he wants to be a charmer, he can. He isn't always, because honestly, when the King of Cups like kind of turns on the charm, he might be also getting a little bit manipulative, but we're not going to go that way with this character. This is really saying to us that while we're involved in like this deep changing our mind that comes with this hangman, to like, to go to keep you some of yourself to yourself right now. Keep some of your like thoughts and feelings about things a little bit to yourself, depending on where you are. And I don't mean this to like be like so, you know, to like repress yourself. It's to keep yourself sacred. It's to keep yourself private. Like, spirituality is who you are and is your privacy. It's your deepest privacy. Spirituality is all about privacy, which is different than secrecy. Secrecy is a kind, I mean, like, a lot of the ways that we use secrecy and people who like to keep secrets, a lot of times, it's just control, it's power. They're like, I know this, I'm keeping this secret from you. I technically have control over this reality since I have this secret and the choices you're making don't include this thing because you don't know about it. And so in this way, like, I'm controlling you. That's like secrets. But privacy is different than secrets. Privacy is just, it's who you are when you're just taking care of your own spirit. It's the place where you are inside yourself that you only like hear your own voice or hear the voice of guides if you have that sort of thing. It's just a place inside of yourself that it's really, it's just you. And it's the very best probably of the experiences of your life. That's your spirituality. That's your privacy. And then, you know, there's these other aspects, which is like your intellect and your psychology, where at that point you need to be able to have this objectivity about yourself. Inside of your spirituality, like, not as much. That your spirituality is where you need sukha. It's where you need privacy. It's where you need to be sacred, even in your mistakes. It's where there's this motorcycle that does this. I mean, ever since they put in the casino down the street, every Saturday that motorcycle is just vroom, vroom, vroom. Years. Anyway, to your King of Cups thing. Alright, what do we got behind us? Okay. Oh, I love this because it's like major arcana. Lots of major arcana. We have the Hangman, and then like behind us I get the Empress. That's definitely that creativity and creation card. Get some of that going in your King of Cups. If you're somebody that like, oh, you know, like I used to like, I don't know, I used to do some pottery. Well, go out to a pottery show or something. That's kind of what this is saying. Like, whatever, like, if you got your hands into it at some point in time and you've been thinking about doing it, do it as a hobby, though. Oh my God, don't get too serious about it, all right? This is supposed to be relaxing. The next card is the Hierophant. And these are, like, it's what's behind you. Oh, this makes sense as to why I'm saying you don't have to take everything. So some things are just to relax. Some things are just for fun. Some things are just for you. I see why that's all coming up. Because that, like, the Hierophant has that, I love the Hierophant. I know you've heard, if you are familiar with my work at all, you know I love the Hierophant. But I also understand his like downside. So there's just been something that at some point in time, all of us, including myself, oh, I even know what it is for me. It's like, it's something that I took too seriously in the past, maybe, or had too much like dogma or belief system about in the past. And now it's like you need to get back to that same thing, but from a different point of view. You need to let go of some of the old ideas that you had about it. Like if you were like, I don't know, if you were like playing music and you had this rule that you were like, well, if I don't start, getting paid for it by this amount of time, I'm going to quit. There's something swinging back around. To say like, well, pick it up with a different attitude about it. Like pick it up, some things are just for fun. Pick it up with a different attitude, with not so much dogma, with not so much pressure on it, whatever it is. So these are 3 cards in the center that I read as one. Oh yeah, it's all gonna kind of say the same thing. We've got the 3 of Pentacles inverted, reversed, 3 of Wands, and the Emperor. So the 3 of Wands is the Lord of established strength. So I don't know, you're listening to this, you know where you are. If you're hearing this, you're like, well, this is kind of where I'm coming from. This is at least for right now where I'm going. There isn't this big changes can be made later for some of us maybe not. But for most of us, we can change course a little bit coming up soon. So like you kind of know where you are for the most part. And this is for the equinox. So you know where you're at for the equinox, for the moment. You get what you're doing. And that's, you know what? And like focus on that. You're like, for the moment, I have these things I got to do. And they don't have to be like, you don't have to love them. But throw some things in that you do love, throw some things in there that you really do want to do. But just like, you're like, okay, well, this is the path that I'm on for like whatever amount of time here. And just take your steps into it, right? And the Emperor's there kind of saying the same thing. Emperor has very much the same sort of stability as that 3 of Wands has. So that Emperor is just seated telling the story, and so is the 3 of Wands out there telling that story. But with this 3 of Pentacles inverted like that, I'm gonna say go back to what I was just saying. Like whatever, like where you've like put too much work or too much pressure on what something had to be, approach it really differently. Approach it with like there's just something about this authenticity, always authenticity, right? That's the big word anytime you're around tarot cards, but I can't help it, it does really come up because it is a good word to talk about. Like, well, we're really just like being ourselves as much as we can be in any given situation, or as much as like it makes sense to be ourselves in a certain, and like which aspect of ourselves. We all have different aspects of ourselves, all different parts of ourselves. So, but when we put all 3 of these cards together, and that's how this particular spread, that's how these 3 cards are read kind of as one, it's coming back to the same thing of like something that we took too seriously in the past, or that we took seriously in the past, but you don't have to take it seriously, right? Like you don't, like you can just pluck around on a guitar on your porch when you get home from work for fun. Like you don't have to be like, if I'm not making money as a musician, this isn't worth it. Like, but I can understand, like if you did think that before, and like that's how you, like that's the way that you set it up to know when to like get off that train and get onto a different train. If that's what you said to yourself, that makes sense, but it doesn't have to continue to be that way now, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyway, lighten up is a little bit, lighten up, but also this, I love that it's kind of this like lighten up in this like grown up way. Like lighten up doesn't have to be woohoo, it's everything all all caution to the winds kind of thing. It's not really like that. It's just like, let things roll out for the moment, which again is what I'm really hope happens with the burn, with the like, I mean, I hope that my intrusive thoughts like do lighten up. That'd be really great. I hope they're just like, because I feel that Emperor, I feel that Three of Wands, and I do like, I hope these thoughts, I hope these intrusive thoughts like decide they don't need to do their best work on me anymore. They need to leave me alone. But I do like the outcome a lot. It's the Ten of Cups, which talks about home a lot and simplifying things and appreciating everybody for who they are and what they offer you. That's really positive, and doing your best to focus on that. Or if you live alone, you live on your own, just making your place someplace that you like to be as much as possible, you know, whatever it takes for you to like enjoy being at home. Give that a try. I guess more, I mean, it seems obvious to say that we should try to feel good at home, but more people than I would have realized, like just talking to a lot of people, doing cards and taking clients, also for just unlicensed therapy, if you're interested in that kind of thing, I do that too. More and more people, like, the home can be a very hard place for folks to start to feel comfortable in, even in their own places. And that's a lesson that I've learned over the years, because that I've always kind of been able to make myself feel comfortable where I am. So I don't know. It's good to talk to other people and realize that there's, and I'm saying this to all of us, and realize that there's so many other ways to experience things that we just kind of take for granted a little bit. Like, oh, it's your home, you probably like being there. A lot of people don't. Even, and I mean that even if they like live alone, or like have like, yeah, no, I like my partner, I like my housemates, or I like my parents, or I like my kids, or whoever they're living with. They're like, oh no, it's not that. Interesting. The human brain is very interesting. So getting comfortable at home comes in big here. Being really happy. I'm hearing like being happy with who you are, like just deciding that, like, to be happy with who you are. And I, you know, in the descending fascism and all that does, I came dissented in the already well landed fascism. I think that there's a lot to be said with being truly happy with who you are, and especially probably the flaws in the places where you make mistakes, because that's what fascism's all about, right? It's like obliterating what's human by like our smallest mistakes, and even like setting up places so we can make mistakes and be stupid little pointless people. Fascism loves that. So being happy with who you are seems like a big thing to do right now. And then the final card is this beautiful Ace of Swords. And I think that there's a lot to be said right now for getting that Ace of Swords is clarity, and getting some clarity on this card of what it is that you have to be happy with yourself about. All of us in our collectivity here. So all right, well listen, happy Equinox. If you enjoyed this video, cool. All right, bye.